So today we're gonna show you guys simple adjustments that could be done in a fight. Probably like the most efficient adjustments you guys will ever make.
The first tip is kind of avoid throwing unnecessary punches. In a fight, in a street fight, you see when two dudes don't know how to fight, they throw the haymakers, right? Haymakers, yeah, so the overhand right. But in a boxing match, you know, it won't be as obvious, but say you keep throwing a jab, and the jab keeps missing, and you keep throwing it, you keep throwing it, and your opponent, you know, he's fine with you missing the shots, and on the other hand, you're getting tired and you're not doing anything, you're not progressing. You should be noticing that you're not landing these punches, but you don't want to just exclude those punches from your game. Mask these punches, whatever punch it is that you're missing, you know, with feints, with movement. So if all night you're fighting, you throw the overhand right and he's missing. He's expecting you to throw overhand right, so it's easy for him, if he's seen the punch coming, it's easy for him to block it. So you don't want to, what you don't want to do is just keep throwing it and hope you get lucky. You don't want to depend on luck, you want to do it yourself. So what you want to do, instead of just keep throwing it, kind of move around, you know, feint, and then maybe throw some, you know, something to get the tension, and then you throw it. So you don't want to just keep throwing it and throwing it. Your coaches should be yelling at you that you're fucking up, but you shouldn't always depend on your coaches. You should notice that maybe you should change your game plan. You should adjust.
Our second tip is, if you see a punch that's landing, try to avoid that punch. A lot of coaches set up game plans that are built around avoiding a certain punch. You say your opposition has a pretty wicked left hook or a straight right cross that could really hurt you. Sometimes the game plans are built upon just slipping or not being tagged by those punches. And sometimes in fights, if your coach or even yourself sees that you're getting tagged by a certain punch way too much, then it's time for you to either A, pivot out of those punches, B, slip a different way. If you're slipping the same way, that could be the reason why you keep on getting tagged. Or C, man, just try to control the distance. Okay, let's say like opposition is throwing a jab, and I slip this way, right? And so once I'm slipping right here, let's say he lands that cross all the time because I'm slipping the same way. So it's boom, boom, and I keep getting tagged. That's already a sign for me to make an adjustment. So maybe instead when he throws the jab, I either slip on the inside and throw a jab, beat him, you know, to the punch, you know, slip to the inside, boom. And then, you know, even if he throws across, it would actually kind of beat him to the punch. So more than likely, he's not gonna follow through with that right cross. Or if I'm about to slip, right, and I slip this way, automatically inside pivot, boom. Where's the cross? Throw the cross. Nobody's home.
Yeah, I have to turn.
Exactly. He would have to turn. He would either have to turn or make a step. That should be your concept too. Like any punch that really hurts, or any punch that's really annoying and keeps frustrating you and keeps tagging you, that's the adjustment you have to make.
Third way, we kind of decided to make adjustments by movement. You don't want to create patterns. The pattern that you think is, you know, working for you, your opponent will be like, what the fuck are you doing? You keep moving to my right, I'm gonna keep tagging you. So what you want to do is, if you don't know the pattern, your opponent doesn't know the pattern. So your movement should be complex. So you don't want to just move to your right twice, then move to the left. You move to the right twice, move to the left. Because the opponent will be like, okay, you move to the right, so I'm gonna catch him to the left. So when he moves to the left, mix it up. Some people like Ben Rothwell did it. It looks kind of weird, but I mean it worked. His opponent didn't know if he was moving to the left or to the right, and it wasn't the same pattern. We're gonna show you an example. So me, I feel comfortable moving to my left, moving to the left, and he's gonna keep tagging me, and he's keep tagging me, and I keep moving to my left. And you know, for me, I feel comfortable moving to my left. I'm like, this is my thing. And moving to the right is kind of weird. But see, if I keep moving to my left, he's gonna keep tagging me. So what you want to do is you don't have to stop moving to your left. Just don't focus on your left. So you move to the left once, to the right. Then he's gonna have to adjust. He's gonna have to adjust too. But again, don't make a pattern. Don't move left then right and keep doing that, because he's gonna catch up to that.
Every little aspect of the sport has a counter. And once again, let's go back to the southpaw versus the conventional fighter. Okay, if you follow that conventional wisdom, sometimes these orthodox fighters will actually keep on tagging these southpaw fighters, even if that lead foot dominant exists. And so Manny Pacquiao, he also kind of changed that whole conventional wisdom of just coming in and try to create lead foot dominance. He actually moved into the cross, but very aware that he had to slip it, so he was able to create this angle. And that really goes against conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom being create that lead foot dominance. For every movement, there's a counter. You know, if I step through, you know, even if I get attacked, just by like either pivoting or taking a step, if you catch him on time and if you time him, he's able to take a cross at me. Even if I do a step through, there's always these adjustments that you guys can make to catch your opposition. And then somebody that took a very long time to study and get hold of was Dominic Cruz. As you guys can see in a lot of his fights, he actually like false starts. You see him coming this way, and then he'll step out this way. You know, so you don't really know what angle he's gonna throw on you. Is he gonna throw a right hook as a southpaw, a right cross as an orthodox, or a left cross as a southpaw? You guys never know, because that goes against conventional wisdom. That's something, you know, like you said, by changing your patterns, by making it so complex, it's hard to get hold of these fighters.
Even though Dominic Cruz's movement was so advanced, was more advanced than anybody in the division, he still, you know, someone figured it out. Fucking Cody Garbrandt figured it out. So this, you can't have, if you say you have like Dominic Cruz, he said, for example, he had a perfect movement that no one figured out, and he kept it the same. Eventually, someone down the line, some young stud is gonna figure it out. So even Dominic Cruz has to keep changing his movement. Dominic Cruz got figured out by Cody Garbrandt, so maybe now Dominic Cruz has to adjust his style, you know, outside the fight, and has to, you know, add some new techniques, new movements, and double up here, double up there.
Once again, it comes back to the whole complex things, man. Well, you can make things as complex as you want, but once again, like I also said myself, for every movement, there's a counter. There's always a counter. Nothing, in my opinion, nothing is really impossible to beat. Just study them carefully, and you'll catch on to whatever the hell they're doing, and you'll make the right adjustments to hopefully get a win.